making moves, cooperative general insurance, banks, Caribbean LED lighting, nature's discount, mobile one, Scotty's cheap car rentals, and AS Auto Stock. So we see you again tomorrow night, 7 o'clock, for, yeah, I will see you, for more exciting matches.
Monarchs of the Courts 2018. The action kicks off at 7 p.m. each and every night. So be early. Come see the best of Barbados battle it out to the end and witness the grand final on September 9th, 2018. Follow the Facebook page Professional Road Tennis Association. Dominic Bacarm, AC Serve, the biggest road tennis tournament now you heard. Everybody going down there. The Big Rock Arena on Spring Garden Highway. Sponsors are the Barbados Public Workers Cooperative Credit Union Limited. Making moves. Co-operators General Insurance. Banks. Caribbean LED Lighting. Nature Discount. Mobile One. Scotty's Cheap Car Rental. And AS Auto Stop.
All right. Just remember tomorrow night will be the second semifinals right back here at the Big Rock Arena, 7 p.m. sharp. Ladies and gentlemen, on court to my left, I want to put your hands together and welcome Mr. Curtis Jones. Please give Curtis a big round of applause. And to my right, managed and coached by his dad. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together and welcome Mr. Mark Griffith, well known as Venom. Please give Venom a round of applause. This is a 3 best in 5. Curtis won the toss and picked the side. Venom was serving first. Love, serving love. One love.
As we welcome you back to the Big Rock Arena, on court we have Curtis Jones. He's the number 5 seed in this competition. He's in white, backing the camera, and facing the camera in orange is the number 1 Mark Venom Griffith.
Yes, folks, welcome back. This is going to be a 3 best in 5 at the semifinals. We have the number 1 player in Mark Griffith Venom coming up against the number 5. Mr. Jones, he have dropped by 1. He was the number 4 player.
Oh, that's a lovely shot. Very nice shot there by Curtis, inside out, and Mark Griffith had no replay at all.
Both players are off to a very good start. The scores are a lot to all. A very
Well,
beautiful exchange.
Terry Darton, if there is any indication to how our night
You're
is
reading my
shaping
mind.
up,
We have a very long time.
But very exchange. These guys are top shelf players, and within the first 5 points, I think we have a message already.
Yes, Mr. Venom, he's really is what you call a ball machine. He puts on a lot of balls on the court. A very stubborn player.
4-2. Curtis Jones continues to serve.
4-7-3.
Now we have a 3-5 game on our hand, Dalton. And if you can keep up rallies of 15 and 20 balls,
Well,
it's a
say
matter of who has
the stamina.
The stamina. I think we're going to look at a competition marred by stamina.
John, I think this is going to be a marathon match. And the player who started off like a sprinter might be burnt out before this game is finished.
Well, I'm not sure if I want to put
6-7-3.
not sure if I want to put sprinter to this one, but what I'm seeing here from Curtis is that he has all the intention of putting some power in his shots as when the opportunity presents itself, and has worked for him in the first 9 points of the game.
Service change. 4-7-6.
Four serving six. And Mark Griffith, he's behind. He's only 4.
And for our viewers, Mark Griffith is in orange, and Curtis Jones is in white. The number 5 up against the number 1 seed, fighting for a place in the finals.
One thing about Mr. Griffith, you have that ability to keep that ball on the blue. Whether you smash it at him, whether you drop it short, he keeps that ball in your face all the time.
We saw just about a week ago some very explosive tennis when Mark Griffith came up against Dario Hines, and that was a night of some awesome tennis. And what we're seeing here right tonight seem to be looking to compete with that quality of tennis we saw just a week ago. This is a good move here by Curtis. Again, he's looking for every opportunity, but it's still early days yet.
Yes, John, we are here at the semifinals, and this is where the competition heats up, and you should see a very good competitive set. Excellent tennis. And, you know, the spectators should always get value for their money. And certainly tonight, John, that is happening.
On the note of spectators, I must say for semi-final stage tonight, the numbers are really good. This is a very good turnout tonight. And tomorrow night we would have Michael Julian White, Michael Jackson on show, and I believe that name alone should pull an equally as attractive crowd.
You see here, both players are not given an inch. 9-9.
A 3-point lead has just faded away at 9-9. The big difference here with that lead, that fading, is that Curtis is serving. And as a server, those 3 points really should have been more on his end. And This is good playing here by Mark Griffith in closing that gap, and he's not even the server. 10 serving to 9 now.
Mr. Griffith is not known for any fancy serves.
Service change.
He just serves a basic
Next
serve.
serving 11.
But he follows up his serve with a very strong defense. And when he gets that bad ball, he puts it away.
Then serving 11. Then ball. 10.
Like I said, when he gets that
Serving
bad ball,
11.
that's where he applies the pressure.
Then ball. Then serving 12.
10-12 is the score. Let me say a special good evening to those streaming wherever you are around the world. And welcome to the Big Rock Arena here in Barbados. We're witnessing on the court semi-finalists in Mark Venom Griffith coming up against Curtis Jones, as these guys put in every effort to book a place in the finals, fighting for a prize of $15,000.
Serving 13.
At this stage here, we see Curtis Jones
11 serving 13.
is still in the lead, which is important. If you want to stay in this competition,
Service change.
throughout these 3 games, you have to
13 serving
dominate the
12.
lead. But it's not going to be easy because he's playing the #1 player.
13 all.
And you can't afford to give away points like that. That's simple.
13 serving
Yeah.
13.
At this stage and at his standard of play, you really can't give those away. You really can't.
Here we see some very excellent tennis by Curtis Jones. He's moving that ball left or right. And he's actually
14 serving 13.
cutting the lines.
Yes, and I think that was the beauty of the shot, the way he was able to cut the line on that occasion. Mark Venom had no answer
Serving
to that
13.
one.
You see here that Mr. Venom is spoiling very easily now at this stage. And
15 serving 13.
once Curtis Jones maintains this lead, he's going to get some success, John.
It's hard work tonight in the office for these guys, Dalton. Hard work. Long hours on the court.
Service change. 14 serving 16.
Yes, Curtis Jones is still having that lead.
We have not seen a lead exceeding 3 so far in this game. And it speaks to how, when you get to this particular level, how these guys go about the business.
But at this stage, at this level, when you are behind throughout the game, despite it may be a 2-point lead or a 1-point lead, that's extra pressure.
Now, Mark Griffith will be should be rather annoyed with himself in missing that one. We consider a penalty of above penalties at his level.
He's spoiling very simple, easy now. He started off putting on a lot of balls, but he's making some basic errors now.
15 serving 18.
But he can't read him out at this stage.
Of course not.
He's the #1 player, and there's a reason why he's the #1 player in the island.
It was there for the taking.
But, you know, I would forgive Curtis for that because someone actually shouted out during that point. And I think it kind of upset Curtis.
It's
right?
possible, but shout out at this stage, Darton, that was the easy put away. And that could be the point that he reflects on at the end of the
with a distraction.
That could be the shot that he reflects on at the end of this game and not with a small. That miss by Curtis made the difference between a 19-15 score and it's now 18-17.
He might pay dearly for that.
I told you, at the end of the day, on the chair and reflect on that shot.
That ball, 19, all the way. You have 2 charges left. 19-17.
19-17, but you notice Joe, this game, Curtis Jones have
control.
maintained the lead.
He
still
has
in
the
control.
lead, and he's serving.
19, 18. 19, serving 18.
1 point difference.
That ball, 20-18, first game point.
That was a good move there by Curtis. I like the way he put that ball center and kind of caught Venom again. Mark Griffith a bit off balance in his shot. And he got that magic number of 20. But he want the real number now, Darton, of 21.
20, serving 19.
1 point difference.
Still game point.
You're serving and you just want 1 point to open your doors. We'll put it in the Road Tennis Paradox. Get in your own house.
To open up an account.
20 all, game Deuce, 20 serving 20.
The quality of these players. So we have a juice game on our hands.
You know, if Curtis Jones don't win his first game, he's going to be in a lot of problems.
20 all.
A lot of problems.
20 was served to 21.
The pressure is building here on Curtis.
But somehow
yes,
he's
the
giving
pressure
it up,
is building.
At the wrong stage of the game.
21 all.
He has to understand that he's up against the #1 player. He has to understand that he's in the semifinals trying to get into the finals, and he has to dig deep and dig and deep. There's no surface playing. It's depth. He needs to stay deep in his game.
See some very quick reaction there by Mr. Venom.
Yeah, the speed of that ball, that one caught him. I think it came on to Curtis a little on a quick side. He was not able to really position himself to control the return, and the score is now 21-22. Game point to Mark Griffith.
22 all. 22 serving 22. Now 1 challenge left. 22 serving 22.
So this is a rather impressive start to these gentlemen. The very first game, a juice game that is going.
I think this
pretty deep.
Semifinals tends to put a lot of pressure on the players because they know very well. This is it. This is where I go to the final and raise the trophy, or haven't reached this close to forfeit or to lose a game.
23 all. 23 serving 23.
Like we said before, it's going to be a long night. We never expect this first game to juice.
Yes, it's going to be. But credit here to Curtis. He seemed to be putting his all. That last point required staying with it and coming up with something special, and he was able to achieve the juice point.
And you see here, Curtis Jones goes up by 1 point, 24-23. This is where the killer instinct comes in. I think Curtis Jones need to have that killer instinct. For some reason,
I really believe that he should have at least tried to get a form on those last couple strokes. Turn early, create something, make something happen. He's not going to get past Mark Griffith by rallying. He can't out-rally Mark Griffith. He has to come up with something extra.
this is road tennis at its best. 26-24 to Curtis Jones.
Well, an elated crowd.
I must
Happy
say
to see
Curtis
that
Jones have made it over the hurdle.
It's more than just money.
Join the credit union Grip Club.
It's more than just money.
Home development with the Grip Club. You're young and you need to save money with the Grip Club. Savings have value and sustainability. So listen.
Yeah.
Show some discipline. It is beneficial for you. When you save, you see the value.
It's more than just money.
Join the credit union Grip Club. More than just money with the credit union Grip Club.
Yeah.
To continue the action here at the Big Rock Arena as we move into the game number 2. A game that certainly took us all the way down. Deuce game over 3 or 4 times. By the end of the game, Curtis Jones was able to emerge the winner of that first game. It certainly sent a signal to us and the spectators and those around. It could be a rather long night here tonight. Let me welcome Winslow Burkett, the coach's corner, as he joins me to fill in for Terry Doughton. Welcome, Terry.
Yeah,
Call you
pleasant.
Terry.
I
I don't know
with you
why
the whole
Terry,
night.
Terry was here.
Coach.
But let me say welcome to the corner.
Yes, welcome. I'm back here again. We're seeing some very exciting tennis. And you're going to see 2 of the best players exhibiting their tennis skills at this point. The champion, number 1, seeded player in the tournament is down, so you know he's coming back to catch back. What's his position? Number 4 seed?
Yeah, he's the number 5 seed in this tournament.
Once he was in number 4.
Not very much separates these guys.
Oh,
But that's what it will take. That's what it will take to separate these guys.
Yeah.
Shots like that. Now, that was an excellent shot by
position.
Curtis Jones. Well placed. And Mark Venom Griffith had no answer.
On force error, ball coming back to the back arm. Just get him, catch him out to the back arm. Serve away.
My
On
card
force
was
error.
saying, it hurts me to see these guys making such errors at this stage.
Yeah.
And those points, is 1 point, and it adds up.
Yeah. Something causes you to lose your rhythm as well and
Correct.
focus. So you have to settle back down and play.
Talking about losing the rhythm, there you go. He made an error with the serve, and Mark Griffith now capitalized on 2 quick points.
Yeah. I think.
Make that 3.
Yeah. No, he has to compose himself and reset, and just be the defender. Don't look to attack, because you need to catch the guy. He's 6'2" at this point.
Oh, this is awesome. Unbelievable tennis. Brilliant. Awesome tennis here by Curtis Jones.
Yes.
A point that you really felt was going the direction of Mark Griffith.
Yes.
And he turned it around brilliantly.
As I said, at this point, you're behind the game. Put on the ball. As Giovanni seems to be the aggressor, the 2 gentlemen at this point. Just put on the ball and reset. There are a lot of tennis being played, a lot of rallies.
Well,
and we are not at Bushy Park.
We're going to be here for a long night. But this is very, very good tennis here by Curtis. He really needed those 2 points to close that gap.
Yeah.
The last thing he really wanted was a 7-3 change score. And now he has it at 4-6 with some really good fight.
Yeah.
Good energy, good composure.
Yeah.
Well done to Curtis in getting this to a 2-point game.
Yeah.
But it's still far from over.
Yeah. Yeah. He's under pressure. He needs to settle down and just put on the ball. You have to keep his game close. You can't give Mark a chance with a big lead. It's very hard to catch back.
Mark Griffith exploits it very well, especially when the ball is in the backhand area. He uses that to create things and make things happen.
Yeah.
And Curtis, knowing that his opponent will need to exploit that form a bit more,
Yeah.
For whatever it's worth.
Yeah. As I said, both of these players know one really well. They train together at some point, so they know one another. There's no surprise coming from, because they basically train together. So each player know one another's game.
But in coach's corner, what do you think of that? You're training every day with a guy, and here you are now in the semifinals, going after a $15,000 prize. What's your take on that when these guys are playing so much tennis with each other on a regular basis?
To be honest with you, I have a problem with it. I'm saying you are in competition mode. I think you should hide your tennis. You don't see Nadal and Federer and they fellas practicing together. They may do what we call exhibition. But training-wise, you got to keep your training tight, close, so that when this guy comes up in front of you, he does not know what to expect.
Yeah, I agree with you. But it's something I believe over time we will certainly start to see more of it happening within the road tennis arenas. And you want to get that prize.
Yeah.
And even if it means hiding your technique, I think it will come to that.
Yeah.
Now we have a big gap here being opened up by Mark. He has a 6-point lead. He scored 7-13.
Last time these two guys met was in the St. James Open, and Mark beat him really bad with 2 serves. And so there's some form of resentment here with this game. And Mark needs to set the tone because he's down 1 game. Don't forget, we're going to 3 best in 5
tonight. That's correct. Well, Mark has upped his ante clearly at 15-7 a score, and such a healthy 8-point lead. You would think he would really want to continue this vein and draw a level as quickly as possible. 1-1.
What did we see there?
You're talking about amazing shots all competition long. We saw some brilliant stroke play by Anton Lil Man Daniel. What Mark Venom did there not long ago would have to be in that category of an unbelievable shot as well. Pure and good ball control. And way off from the court. Distance. And he got it. He got it back and won the point.
Yeah. To be honest, I felt that Curtis was a little too safe for the shot. He thought it was a short shot. And he didn't put the energy that is required to.
Well, not long ago, you mentioned how that last St. James competition went. I was wondering if Mark is thinking of a repeat.
I realize that every time Mark comes to the net to put away the ball, he's hitting the ball in the net. This is the second or third time for the set so far. Every time he hits the ball in the net, he needs to work on that.
He tends to hit the ball so in a downward movement that he takes a gamble, and it hasn't paid. It really hasn't worked for him. 11-19, and you can see this second game looking like a Mark game without a shot of a doubt.
Yeah.
Game to Mark Venom Griffith.
So we see the two players winning from the top end. No one has won from the bottom end.
Yes, I agree. And I'm not sure if the end's really making or should really make that much of a difference. But if it is, we'll see what happened now in game number 3.
Yeah.
And that should give us a little better appreciation
for
the impact these ends have.
Yeah.
But that was a comfortable win, very, very comfortable win by Mark. And he would certainly not want to be in office longer than necessary.
Yeah.
So I think we can see that he will continue to elevate his game.
Yeah.
He would like to try to see if he can wrap up this in a 3-1.
Right.
But now again, not taking away from Curtis, who's here tonight, trying to send a signal as well that he is ready to go to that final stage.
The Barbados Public Workers Cooperative Credit Union. This is where you belong. Over the years, we've cared for you to help you meet your needs. We're trustworthy, dependable, so you can grow financially.
The Barbados Public Workers Cooperative Credit Union. This is where you belong.
This is where you belong.
Okay, so we're welcome back, viewers, as we continue to give you the cover of this game here at the Big Rock Arena. It's a semi-final match. Mark Griffith versus Curtis Jones. Guys putting in every effort here to make it to the finals, giving themselves a chance to get that $15,000 prize. Game number 3, the score is 1-1. But we saw a kind of flat
game there by Curtis.
Flat game by Curtis
And I think
in that second
sometimes you see the
game.
good players, when the guy gets a very good lead, don't make any sense running him down because you have still have another game to play out, and probably 2 more. So sometimes it's good strategy. You get away, let him win, let me start fresh now.
Okay, so let's see if that's the game plan here by Curtis Jones. But he was rather flat in the second. Taking the fact that he's under a lot of pressure. You're not winning a point after 2 or 3 strokes here. And we are talking about 10 or 15 exchanges and long rallies. So over time, that can actually pull on your stamina.
That's why your training is very important. Conditioning, not just hitting the ball over net. You need to do some beast work, running, riding, walking, whatever it is. You need to do. Conditioning should be part of your game, and that's probably why Venom is so good.
Yeah.
He go outside the box. He do not do the normal things the other road tennis player does.
So we're starting to see some signs from Curtis that may be more in line with his fitness.
Yeah.
And you need to be fit when you're playing against Mark.
Yeah.
One, serving 5.
As I see, foot position poor.
But Mark gives you nothing.
No, about foot
He
position.
don't give you anything. I mean, you want it, you have to come and get that ball. You have to. He gives you the ball repeatedly and say, "Take another shot. Take another shot."
I agree. See, foot position is very important, especially with that forearm shot. I like the style of Mr. Anton Daniel. That left foot would have gone across, and the ball would be coming with a big C, even if it goes in the net, with an angle.
Well, we're seeing we could be seeing some weakening signs here of Curtis.
Yeah.
Let's hope that we are wrong.
I think he needs to reset again, put on the ball, take his time. Put the pressure on Venom and see what's happening. Simple. Keep the tennis as simple as possible.
4-point lead here by Mark. And he would want to keep that lead as long as he possibly can or extend on that 4-point lead. He's serving now. And again, if he can open a gap, you might very well see a deflated Curtis.
Yeah.
Who might say, you know what, let me see if I can fight for the last 2.
Yeah.
So, but Curtis really needs to get close. And if his strategy really was to conserve his energy, he needs to show it in this particular game to get that 2-1 lead.
Yeah, I'm seeing a different strategy here by Curtis. He's not giving Venom any power now. He's relaxing and trying to do the basics and let Mark do the attacking. But right. As I said, he's not giving Mark the quickness of the ball, so Mark got to make the commitment to put away the ball. And every time he does that, comes to court, he's hitting the ball in the net.
Well, it's a good tactic so far. He just got 2 quick points, got 3 quick points.
Right.
And it's good to see these guys thinking. I mean, if one thing not working, look at something else.
Yeah.
8, serving 6.
Simple error there by Curtis.
Now this is a big point of this game. If you can make this an 8-7 service change, that would be great.
Foot position. There again.
You will find the feet in trouble when you're starting to get a little weary. You know.
I don't think so. I think it's technique.
Just
Watch
technique.
your technique. I am a Nadal man, a Spaniard. And the Spaniards are very good with their feet. They don't worry about their hands, but the foot position is very important. And it can get you out of trouble, as we saw a couple of nights ago.
Yes.
Serving 10.
Saying, as you can see, a slower down game, not so much space. Curtis is conserving his energy. Just doing the basics. Right? Slowing down the game.
Yes, the slow game is working here, and like I said, Curtis is trying a number of things, and that is good. But you can't stick to that one thing.
No, but I'm
too
saying
long.
the problem I have with him, he's not making Mark's step. But it's working. So what is working, you stick with it.
Exactly. We have an even score. Come break here for Curtis from his reaction. That just few minutes to sit to think.
See, that game is a very hard game. And back in the camps, they call that Tai Chi.
He's working the Tai Chi here tonight.
Yes. A lot of our games were based on the Kung Fu.
Yeah.
Right?
Now Curtis has done really well to bring us back to even just a 1 point difference in the game.
Good rally there.
Now, what I like about that player from Curtis is that he's just changed the game somewhat.
Yeah.
You say he was playing a slower game, and in that point he put something extra on the ball.
Yeah.
And it worked on that occasion.
Mm-hmm. I think the honest problem I have with Curtis, he does not vary his backhand. He needs to take the weight of the ball and probably try a drop shot with the same action.
You feel inclined to play a drop shot at this
Yes.
guy Venom?
Yes.
When he's
Test him.
He's in that zone.
Test him. Anton does it. Jackson does it. You got to test him.
Well, I must say that he's trying different things. That could very well be one is right that he could consider trying as well.
Very good playing.
Yes, playing that particular play in that short play. They thought of the drop shot entering my thoughts.
Yeah. Anton Danny would have done that. The injection.
Yes, because Venom was back. They're waiting.
Mm-hmm. One is problem with this game that he's playing the Tai Chi game, you got to be fit.
And we're question. Well, the question from the beginning, from very early, is Curtis' level of fitness to stay this course. He's doing really well so far.
Well done. The weight of ball is catching Mark out all the time, especially in center court.
Yeah, we're seeing Mark spoil quite a.
Yes.
You know, you can always, if you're looking for a point, your chance of going into that form, you might find something there.
Yeah.
Now Curtis stopped really close all the while, and he's now positioned himself at a 2-point lead.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's still serving. He needs to look for that magic 16
Yeah.
and that bonus 17th point.
Yeah.
15, serving 14.
Well, there's a very critical point here.
Yes, it is. He was denied the 16 on that.
Again, form shot, foot position.
Yes.
As I said, once your foot is not in position and you do not make that C, as in lawn tennis, you're going to be out.
Well, Curtis is seeking to prove that there's something about this particular end.
Yeah.
but the job is still far from over.
I agree.
Still far from over.
As you said, the two other games that was won from the top end.
Yeah.
Which to the viewers left.
15, serving 16.
Foot position. Your legs are getting heavy.
Well, at this
Very
point, Mark
cold.
is 3 out of 3.
Yeah.
3 out of 3. The first
Yeah.
3
From
serves.
14-16.
From 14-16.
Right.
Curtis needs 2 of these.
Oh, wow. Whoa.
Serving 16.
17-16 the score.
Yeah. I like to tell my players, like coaching, you can't play and score. Get out of the game.
You really can't. One will take over you eventually.
Yes. Right. So put that behind you and reset.
Of course.
As you know, we don't have the so we're working with humans. Human error. So me and you sitting down together, we can see the ball differently. But with the technology, we know exactly what's happening there. But
We'll get there.
We will get there.
I'm sure that
the
is,
technology
that is not far away.
Yeah.
And we will soon see a PRTA introducing that extra piece of technology. The score is 17-18.
Serving 19.
17-19.
Game still open.
It is.
Very
Curtis is serving, and he needs 4. More importantly, he needs to stop Venom from getting that magic number 20.
Well, we will break as I said before, the 2 from the top.
Yep.
You may need to go for broke.
Yes. And he just attempted a little change game, some level of attack on that last shot.
Serving 20.
Yes.
Are we going to see another juice?
It is. So we have. Okay, we are really watching this top end thing. This top end things seem to be happening there.
I've been watching it from a couple of nights ago. Even with the Anton game, even last night, basically. But Mr. Forsyth Taylor, Damien, he won from the bottom because he won 2. Most of the games I've observed as winning from the top. But you can check your calculations and you can go over your
Absolutely.
your notes
That I
and
will.
verify what I'm saying.
Now, Curtis, this needs here to compose and dig deep.
Yes.
This is you don't want to go far into a juice game.
No.
He has the opportunity now
To go
to
2-1.
go for the bro. And
Yeah.
I would have to go for bro here. Good
Yeah,
serve, create some level of attack, and try to close this one.
Count 21 all.
But he's playing against a Mark Griffith who don't ever give up. 21 apiece.
21, serving 21.
No, trying to put too much effort into that one.
I think one of the problems we have with the players, you can go, but you can go down the line.
Yes.
And I find that the guys do not try it because they don't practice it.
Well, we got it. It went all the way down to juice. Another long game. Like I said, this is a big night in the office. And Mark Griffith shows why he's the number one here tonight. He was able to pull off that win at the end, Burkett, where you thought wins will not come from. And he's now positioned himself well. One lead, pushing now for a 3-1 to close this.
Yeah.
The Barbados Public Workers Cooperative Credit Union. This is where you belong. Over the years, we've cared for you to help you meet your needs. We're trustworthy, dependable, so you can grow financially.
The Barbados Public Workers Cooperative Credit Union. This is where you belong.
This is where you belong.
Okay, so we're back. Looking at game number 4. Mark Griffith leads 2-1 after yet another juice game that went all the way down to the wire. And Burke, as I was saying before we went to the commercial break, he's actually broken that particular winning side thing that has been happening where the both were winning on the top end.
Yes.
He was able to win at the other end.
Yes.
And
even though not convincing.
But he's now at the top end.
Yeah.
And let's hope that, according to your theory,
Yeah.
that this could possibly look like a 3-1
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
And based on ends.